Let's move on to one of my personal favorite stories. Bob Menendez, who was famously let off and acquitted for what I thought was a clear as day corruption
there was
scandal.
a mistrial, wasn't there?
Yeah, whatever. I mean, he got a mistrial, which was shocking. The evidence was so clear on that scandal that it was insane that it even came to what it is. But whatever. He was opened with well and open arms back in the Senate Democratic Caucus, retains his chairmanship, which I also think is amazing. So let's put this up there on the screen. He is under investigation again, actually around similar corruption and bribery charges from 2017, 2 years after the 2015 incident.
Oh boy.
Just to remind people about what it was a doctor who provided flights on a private jet, this is all verified, and vacations in exchange for Senator Menendez's help getting government contracts and other public favors. His defense was that they were simply good friends, and he was doing it for that reason, not because of the quid pro quo with the government flights. Well, and I'm like, okay, both as bad.
Right. The interesting thing too is this dude, the eye doctor.
Yeah.
He was actually pardoned by Trump.
Yes. Yes.
This was a dude who was, he was an operator. He wasn't like a partisan actor.
Right.
He was one of these that was playing both sides.
He's a wheeler dealer.
Yeah, get what he wanted out of what he wanted out of the situation. So yeah, it was Trump that actually pardoned this guy that Menendez is entangled with.
So the exact situation here is not known. What we do know is that in 2017, there is a new inquiry into a very similar case about a quid pro quo between Menendez and another rich individual. This public corruption case is similarly being investigated by the Southern District of New York. It was also verified after Semaphore broke the scoop open by ABC News and other outlets. Just put this up there on the screen. The federal prosecutors in Manhattan are looking up into more corruption allegations from 2017 after having that mistrial in the 2015 allegation case. But, I mean, look, as to whether this is going to work out, Krystal, I'm just not sure, because so much trust in the public corruption unit was actually lost in this trial, because Menendez, for everything that we can say about him, is still tremendously popular in the state of New Jersey. He effectively weaponized his status in the state.
Jersey vibe.
This is real. This is serious Jersey stuff. Like, he was like, "Look how much I've done for you. Like, look how much I've done for the people of New Jersey. Like, you guys like that train station, all this money flowing in here. I've got rank," and which he does. He certainly is a powerful man in Washington, and that is basically how he got off in this trial. So he's very likely to use the same playbook, and the fact that he was already effectively beat them in court once shows you that, he's got a tremendous legal strategy to try and do it again. So I don't know how this is going to work out, but
yeah. Well, he hasn't been indicted yet. He's under investigation.
He has the presumption of innocence. I'm just telling you, he does not dispute accepting those private flights.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
I'm not even asserting innocence necessarily. I'm just saying, they haven't even gotten to the point of indicting him.
Right.
So it's not even clear he's going to have to defend himself in a trial. We'll wait and see. But yeah, I guess people in Jersey are like, well, he might be a crook, but he's our crook.
But he's our crook. I mean, there is some admiration for that style of politics. I get it. Very Jersey. It goes back to Tammany Hall.
I think a lot
of
people also have a vibe of well, they're all probably really crooks.
Yeah, yes. This is a special level, which is, look,
no doubt about it.
There's something gives me pleasure when I board a flight and I see a senator in the back of the plane, even though he's worth a couple $1 million. Because I'm like, he should know. Because they do it, by the way, because they know better. Because they're like, well, if you're flying first class, all of this, you could get pictured in that. They should at least be expected to, operate in the veneer of some respectability. To be so brazen as to accept lavish vacations and private flights and then outright do favors on their behalf. And then have your defense just be, he was a buddy of mine, not direct corruption. It's come on.
We should also, it's actually hard to get indicted for corruption.
Yes.
Because the laws are so lax, as I hope we've covered here extensively, the way these members of Congress are constantly meeting with donors, doing their bidding. Oh, it just so happens that I'm also really interested in this super specific issue that this person who gave me $10,000 happens to also be interested in. I mean, what's his face, Bob McDonnell in Virginia, who was convicted
and
then ultimately let off, because you have to almost literally, based on the way the law and the interpretation of the laws, you have to almost literally take a bag of cash and say, I am taking this cash because I'm going to do this favor for you directly. Like it has to be super, super direct. So to even get to that level where they're going to indict you for it is, you know, you did something extra special in terms of the Washington swamp to get to that level.
Totally agree.
Cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.